Okay, go.
What is your full name and when were you born? When and where were you born?
My name is Kerry Goose Abbott, and I was born in 1972 in Brisbane.
Okay. Do you know your family heritage? When and where did they come from?
My father's side is German, and my mother's side is also German, but my grandparents lived here, so I'm not sure when they migrated to Australia.
Okay. How many siblings do you have? Can you tell me their names? Are they older or younger than you?
I have two siblings, an older brother and a younger brother, Scott and Wayne.
Um, Apart from you, did anyone else in your family play tennis?
Everyone in my family played tennis. My dad and mum both represented Queensland when they played a long, long time ago. And my younger brother played in France money tournaments, and my older brother also plays at national level. So the whole family plays tennis and all played at a national level.
Who started playing tennis in your family? What do you know and remember about?
Who started?
Yeah, who was the first person?
My dad and mum met at tennis tournaments, so they got married, and then we all started as a kid because we had a tennis court in our backyard.
Yeah. Um. Uh. Were you interested in tennis when you
Yes. From about I started when I was about 5 years old, and always at a young age I was very keen on tennis. I also wanted a horse when I was younger, but mum and dad said it was too dangerous, so I concentrated more on my tennis then.
Okay. What was your schooling like? Which school did you go to? Which schools did you go to? And what class did you take? And what was your favourite subject?
I went to Kenmore State School, and then I went to Kenmore High School and graduated in 1989. And my favourite subjects I would have to say were PE because it was outside, and my worst subject was maths.
Yeah. When you were younger, what job did you want to have when you grew up?
I always wanted to play professional tennis from
Okay.
when I was really little.
Okay. How and when did you start tennis? Like, when did you start
I
it?
started when I was 5.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad were both tennis coaches,
Mm.
so yes. My younger brother is a tennis coach now, and I coach with him. I'm also a tennis coach, so there's 4 tennis coaches in the family, and my other brother's an accountant, but he still plays a lot of tennis.
Um, what was your life like when you were young and playing tennis? And how much training did you attend? Did you attend school at enough and tournaments?
Yeah, growing up, tennis used to be a lot different when I was younger. We used to play tournaments nearly every weekend, but we would play 3 events. So we would play, say, the 12 and under, 14 and under, and a doubles event. So we were playing from 7:30 on a Saturday morning to 7 o'clock on a Sunday evening. So we were playing all weekend, and normally the tournaments were 2 weekends long. So we had to sit and watch our siblings play. So we'd be at tennis tournaments the whole weekend.
Um, did you have lots of friends when you were younger?
At school, when I was at high school, I only kept a couple of friends because I was actually away from school a lot. In year 11 and 12, I missed a whole term in each year, and went to Europe and played in the junior teams. So I just had a select few friends, but everyone was very supportive at the school because I was pretty, not famous, but yeah, well known in the school.
Was it hard to be younger than everyone else when you started playing?
Not really, because everyone's in the same boat. They start out young. It was tough going on the circuit for the first time. You're 17, you leave school, you finish school, and then go on the circuit. And I was travelling a lot by myself, so it's very different to now, where you have internet and you can be in, FaceTime and stuff like that. Back then we had faxes, and to send a fax was like huge. So it's changed a lot. And calling international was very expensive, so you just put in a few dollars and say, yep, I won, I lost. And if I lost, I didn't ring so soon after my match, so they already knew I'd lost. So yeah, it was very different to now, with technology.
Yeah. Did you enjoy like those early years?
It was very tough. I mean, I enjoyed tennis, the challenge of tennis. I love competing. Travelling, I absolutely hate travelling. I love Brisbane, I love being home, and we would be away for about 9 months of the year. So it was very lonely lifestyle, and I wasn't making enough money to have a coach travel with me. So mum and dad went occasionally, but it was very hard for my dad to leave his job as a tennis coach. So he only got to come to Wimbledon a few times, you know, the really big tournaments.
Yep.
Mum travelled with me my first year for 10 weeks, and I left her at the airport in London, and we just burst into tears because I was going off to Germany for 6 more weeks, and they were the longest 6 weeks because I wanted to go home. I was very homesick.
How is playing tennis different from now, from when you were like now from when you were playing to now?
It's very different now because most people travel with coaches. There's a lot more money involved now. Even when I was playing, there was a lot of money, but now you know, Tennis Australia has heaps amount of money that can help the players get up a lot quicker and higher. So it's changed a lot. The actual standard, you can't compare eras from one era to another. I played 6 world number ones in my career, and you know, that's a lot, but Serena Williams is still playing now, and I actually played Serena Williams in my career. So that was 19 years ago. So she has had a very long career, and she was number one, and she was one of the number ones that I played against.
What was the highlight of your career?
I think the highlight for me was winning my first tournament in Japan, and also probably the moment that stands out in my memory the most was actually qualifying for Wimbledon singles for the first time. I'd done it the year before in doubles, but for Wimbledon qualifying you do not play at Wimbledon. It's at a different centre called Roehampton, and they put up fences, and they weren't actual tennis courts for the rest of the year. It was on an oval. So I was playing right down the back, and I was playing a Czechoslovakian girl, and I won in 3 sets. And I can remember running from there over to the clubhouse to ring home at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning at home. And it was just so exciting to actually know that I was playing Wimbledon for the first time, and that was a highlight of my career.
Did they pick up the phone?
They picked up, yes. They were waiting anxiously for the phone call.
Can you name a couple of perimeters that contributed to your career?
I think my family is the most important. My mum and dad, I wouldn't be where I am today anywhere in my life without them, without their support. They've been fantastic from both my brothers and myself. I think your family is the most important thing in your life, and they're the ones that stick by you through thick and thin. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're probably the most. And then also school was very good. They let me get my HSC. Back then it was HSC, and they let me get my HSC in case I didn't make it on the circuit. I had something to fall back on. Without them, I missed a term in both year 11 and 12, which was really hard, but they let me go and study in the library on it and let me drop a subject so I could finish my HSC.
Yeah.